That intense music means it's time to check the odds. It's Todd's Odds, brought to you by FanDuel with Todd Fuhrman, our sports betting analyst from Las Vegas. We're going to be talking baseball today. Todd, show the folks what you're wearing.
I mean, look, Jay, I had to support a proud Canadian Major League Baseball franchise, arguably the greatest team that never was, given the strike-shortened season, and what could have been for Le Expo if we hadn't gone into the work stoppage in the middle of a torrid campaign they were putting together with a pitching staff of some household names and Larry Walker anchoring the middle of that fateful lineup.
It was a magical time. Maybe they'll be back someday. We just need a rich Canadian to just put a team back there. Maybe James Duthie can do it, but I digress. We start with the American League East, and this blew my mind, Todd Fuhrman, because why are we talking baseball? I'll tell you why. Very, very quickly. It was MLB Futures Day on FanDuel Monday, Todd. MLB Futures Day. So we thought, why not talk baseball? And when you talk about the AL East, the Yankees are the favorite to win the division according to FanDuel. And here's what's really going to make Jays fans upset. The Red Sox are the second favorite. The Jays are third right now. Todd, why such disrespect from FanDuel for this team that made it all the way to Game 7 of the World Series?
Well, Jay, let's be honest. The real reason we're talking baseball isn't just because of FanDuel Futures Day. It's because no one wants to rehash the fact that the Maple Leafs are already potentially on the clock for that first overall pick in their quest to land a generational talent, given what we've seen on the ice. But I digress there, and we can focus on the American League East. To your point, where the New York Yankees are the favorite with our friends at FanDuel, but they're not an overwhelming favorite. They're not odds on, a price tag just shy of 2-1. And then you see the Boston Red Sox nestled in between the Yankees and Jays. Although that number is shortened between the Jays and Red Sox, and the Red Sox are a team that I'm looking to sell this year. I think there's a lot more bluster and bravado. I'm not bullish on the Yankees either. They didn't do much this offseason to bolster that roster, bringing back Cody Bellinger. Not sure when Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon will return to the lineup. This is a Jays team, though, that I think odds makers want to see prove it again with a target on their back. Yes, they finished 94 and 68, but you look at that plus 77 in run differential. The roster is upgraded at some key positions, but it's also an aging pitching staff that raises some major red flags if they can be on the right side of health for 162 games.
Let's talk about the Jays over-under win total for the season. It's now set at 87.5 according to FanDuel. They won 94 games last season to win the division, Todd, so I assume, like our former broadcast colleague who used to love to hit the overs all the time, I assume you're going to be hitting the over.
You know me, Jay. There's not an over that's out there that I don't love to bet. Oh, wait a second. I'm having a little bit of an identity crisis. You know me. I'm not here to root for human achievement in any capacity. And it's not personal against the Toronto Blue Jays because I really don't have a strong opinion with their win total as it's ticked down some. But I would lean ever so slightly under the total for some of the reasons that I mentioned before about the pitching staff and some real concerns about a lot of the guys that they're going to lean on that are all on the other side of 30. We'll see if Dylan Cease can be the ace that they brought him in to be to anchor this rotation. We'll see if Trey Yesavage can pick up where he left off. But that was a big workload that the Jays put on him during the regular season and the high leverage innings he was forced to pitch in the postseason. So if this pitching staff falters a bit, I'm not sure there's enough offensive firepower for the Jays to get to 88 wins or more. I'd make a slight case to go under, but I wouldn't rule out Jays fans that were optimistic trying to make a case for them to win the pennant if they got it as a wild card team instead.
What about Rookie of the Year? Toronto has two of the top 5 choices. Their newest addition, Kazumi Okamoto, has the best odds. Trey Yesavage, you mentioned him. He has the 5th best odds. Do you like either Okamoto or Yesavage here?
Jays fans aren't going to be happy with this answer either. No, I'm not going to take either of the Blue Jays that are right up there in the top 5. Instead, I'm going to look just south of the Canadian border to the city of Detroit, and Kevin McGonigal, who's priced right around 5-1. We're still not 100% sure McGonigal is going to make the opening day roster, but if he does, and the Tigers decide to forget about the service term and everything else, I think this is a guy that can anchor their lineup as potentially a leadoff hitter. He can do it all, and I think you'll see these numbers really shorten substantially if he's hitting leadoff in their season opener against the Padres. McGonigal is my guy at a price tag right around 5-1 at FanDuel.
The Dodgers are the favorite to win the World Series again, according to FanDuel. The Blue Jays actually 7th best odds at 17-1. So, Todd, who are you beginning your World Series portfolio with?
I'm going to live a little dangerously, Jay, and I'm going to go further down the board and look at the American League Central at the Kansas City Royals. Now, Kauffman Stadium underwent a little bit of a facelift. They've brought in the fences to try and create a little bit more offense. This is a Royals team that could be buoyed by some of the momentum that a lot of their key contributors picked up during the World Baseball Classic. I mean, Salvador Perez anchored Team Venezuela behind the plate. You saw what Bobby Witt was able to do with the glove for Team USA. And maybe the two biggest surprises were Vinny Pasquantino and Jack Caglione added to Team Italy's lineup. I think this offense is sneaky good. I think the pitching staff is underrated. And I don't think the division from top to bottom is all that much more formidable than what you're going to see around the league. I want to avoid the Dodgers as long as possible. I think the Royals at 35-1 make a little bit of sense if you want to take a flyer on a team who could see their price shortened by the time we're talking future odds again, probably around the middle of May.
Opening day Wednesday, opening day for the Blue Jays is Friday. It's always Friday in this guy's world. He's Todd Fuhrman. This has been Todd's Odds.